What is up, you absolutely wonderful Magento loving friends of mine? Joseph here with another challenge question. Again, these are meant to inspire your thinking. Perhaps if this is not an area you're overly familiar with, well, then it's an area to dig into. Ultimately, these questions should be somewhat similar to ones that you have when interacting with your colleagues, perhaps when talking with a retailer you're working with. And as such, I want to sharpen your knowledge and your understanding in these areas. I also want to call out here that the cloud course is fully complete. We have 100% finished completing this, and it is available on YouTube as we speak right now. We're going to put a little box here on the YouTube video just so that you can go over. Time is limited. It's until February 1st of 2023. Man, it's amazing. We're into a new year already. But this course is there. I'm already seeing feedback that it's helping people pass the test like that fast. And so it makes me really excited about how this is going to help so many people be able to pass the test. So I want to call your attention to that. Just go to our SwiftOtter YouTube channel. Of course, make sure to like and subscribe to the video, subscribe to the channel. That's always helpful. But these videos are available. We've invested a lot of resources into putting this together. Chris Nanning is just rock star, absolute rock star in his capabilities to make this type of information easily digestible. Moving on to our question here of the week. Some fantastic results here, folks. You guys are kicking it, killing it. Look at this. I put a heart on for every single response that has an explanation. Now, of course, I don't put this out here beforehand, but some of you are catching on to this. So this is really good stuff. You are answering the questions with more information than just, A, B, or C, I guess. Which to get the correct answer is great. Don't get me wrong there, but we have to be able to articulate the reasoning behind this. And ultimately, that's why I put this video out there, is so that you do have the reasoning behind this type of a conversation. So, fantastic job. We actually had fewer people answer. There's 12 answers today, or this go around. But on the other hand, it makes me happy because there was a higher percentage of correct answers. So this is great. And then you find out this is all part of a big social experiment. It's not, but you never know. This is good information for me just to see how these questions are received and how well they are answered. So let's take a look at this question. You have inherited a Magento/Adobe Commerce website, Commerce Cloud website that has not been yet launched. And looking through the code, you see that the search configuration variable is set with this, stage, deploy search configuration, etc. Unfortunately, when trying to view the category pages, you find the page does not load and an error report is logged. Cannot connect to Elasticsearch. What is the resolution? Well, we got a couple here, and you will see the correct one here pop up. So here we go. Set the merged parameter in search configuration. The Elasticsearch index host required parameter is missing. Investigate the Elasticsearch logs in this file to determine the problem. So, yeah, what is the problem that's going on here? Well, this comes back to documentation and understanding what is available or what is not available here. Now, what's really happening, and ultimately you could maybe argue that option C is correct because it means going and looking at the Elasticsearch logs. That will help you get closer. The Elasticsearch index host is also kind of right because it might be missing, but really A gets to the root of the issue, and that's what we as developers want. We want to get to the root of the issue because ultimately, we might look at the logs, great, we see that the host is missing. We go add a host, well, then we see that the username and password is missing. It kind of creates a snowball effect unless we get to the root of this issue. And here is the root. Listen to me carefully. When we are creating environment configurations in the environment configuration file, if we specify a node like search configuration or cache configuration, Adobe Commerce Cloud says that is all the configuration. It basically says anything that Adobe has predefined is going to get axed. It's getting cut out. It's saying, okay, in this case, SwiftOtter is specifying all the configuration. Now, if you just went, so in other words, it's either by default, it's Adobe's configuration, but we can override that by just adding the search configuration parameter in there and then specifying whatever keys we want. But if we are just planning on changing one parameter, something like that, well, we want still all of Adobe's configuration. We just want to override it. Well, there is a setting for this, and that setting is right here. It is the _merge option. This can be very valuable when it comes to troubleshooting these type of issues. And so that's where setting the merge parameter for the search configuration will solve the problem. You set it to be that, and it's going to be take Adobe's configuration right here, and it's going to overlay your configuration on top of it. Override whatever you want to do. Just have to make sure to specify that _merge. Now, for the sake of a little bit of entertainment, I pulled out this Chat GPT answer to this question. Now, I want to be clear here. I don't want to be like the people back in the early 1900s that says there's never going to be such thing as a car or an airplane. Those things are stupid. That's not me. I will be honest that I have questions about Chat GPT rising to the level of human intelligence. It's definitely blown our socks off when it's done some type of tasks, like summarizing what humans have already done, but actually like building or understanding something, I think is pretty difficult. And it's my prediction. I could be wrong on this, that it's going to be a long time before it actually rises to that level of actually building things. It does much better at summarizing as opposed to building. That said, I honestly was not too disappointed with the responses. Now, obviously, it didn't get the crux of this question that I was hoping it would, but these are good still points. Elasticsearch might not be running. It might be on a different machine. There might be a configuration with this problem with the configuration. Yeah, okay. This was the closest. It was getting a little bit closer here. The search configuration variable, and then et cetera, et cetera. So a lot of these were on the general side, but ChatGPT, we're going to keep an eye on that because I'm excited. If it helps make our job as developers easier, fantastic. But we'll see. We're going to see how this all plays out, and I'll keep you updated here in the future on that. But for the time being, here was your question of the week, and I hope you found that helpful.